a really outstanding example of PDF portfolio, and that is where this person did a resume, and this one really is over the top. So this is something that really amazed even myself. So this is a PDF document, right? It is a resume from Korea, and if I double click on it, it will launch this thing, and the resume looks something like this. Okay, it loads up. Obviously, this person has packaged not just Excel or Word into it, but it has packaged a Flash document into it. Okay, and then from here it says get started. So I click on this, and then you have this, right? So this thing here, you can see that I can now switch between the different documents, and this is a PDF document. Okay, here like this. Isn't that outstanding? Right? All the different documents. You can switch between the different documents embedded inside. And if I click on this, right, it launches this PDF. And this person actually embedded rich media inside. In this case, a video to introduce herself. So I'm going to just stop this. Right? So this is, imagine what the possibilities are if you're able to do this. Now obviously doing this will take a lot of time, so I will be unable to demonstrate this to you. But I'm sure you guys get the idea. The capabilities is just there, right there. And this is something that was from a few years ago, so it is not a tremendously new feature. Okay? Let me just close this. So this is the new portfolio. I will close this and not save. And this is the combine function, not save. Now, the other thing that you can do, and this gentleman has rightly pointed out, that you can use Acrobat, right, to do enhanced scans. Okay, so I'm going to take this thing here, and I'm going to say, let's open this in Adobe Acrobat, right? So how many times have you had the instance where, oh, you have a newspaper article, and then you scan it in, and you say, okay, you scan it in, and you want to retain it because maybe it talks about your company, and it has a very glowing report, and it's a great public profile for you to add in presentation and everything. However, how do you archive something like this? When you scan it in, we all understand, right? It's a JPEG image. It is, for all intents and purposes, it is a photograph. So, like, how useful is this? Well, we have this thing called enhanced scan. Okay? Enhanced scan. Now, this is a really great feature. And if I do enhanced scan, if I click on it, right, it says enhanced scan. It comes out with this, and it says, well, what do you want to do? Okay, I want to enhance this image. Let me just show you this image, right? It has this, and I want to enhance this, and I want to say I want to enhance scan document. And I click on it, and then it has this drop-down menu, and it says recognize text. So I would like to enhance this document that allows me to recognize text. And I want to say enhance, okay? And then what it will do is when I enhance, say yes. When I click on this thing and it says enhance, it will go through this little process, and the bar is going to just go. And now this thing is now enhanced. You can see that this thing is now a searchable PDF document. In other words, you can archive this later on, right? Down the road, maybe 1 year, 2 years later, maybe your managing director or some big boss of the company says, hey, remember that article that our company was featured in? Can you pull it out? And then you want to remember when you put it in. Well, how are you going to do that? Well, I'm going to show you in just a minute. But back to this enhanced scan, right? You can see that it says the many healthy users for honey. And you can see that now this one is all a searchable document, and you can fit the words here. Now, this is not just the only thing. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this. I'm going to say edit PDF. Let's say I wanted to edit this for whatever reason. I wanted to bastardize the newspaper article. I can go in, and then I can put my cursor here under edit PDF, and I can say, let's say I want to say the many unhealthy users for honey. I can type unhealthy users, and PDF is going to recognize straight away the font that was used. It's going to go in and allow you to use the font. Let me just show you another example. So let's zoom inside here, and it says over 4,000 years ago. Let's say for some reason you wanted to change it. Say over 3,000 years ago. I can select this and I type 3. It actually goes in and replaces it with the actual fonts that you have. And so this is an amazing new tool. Okay? This thing on Document Cloud, the different types of protection here you can have. If I want to click protect, I can restrict editing, and you guys know that you can set passwords in order for people to open. But did you know that under more options, right, document security, security properties, did you know that you can actually set password for anybody receiving this document, right? That the person doesn't need a password to open, but he cannot edit it. Okay, that's very clear. Even if the person has Acrobat, he cannot edit it. That's number one. Number two, if the person has some sort of a reader, he cannot print it out as well. Or you can set conditions such that if you want to print it out, you can print it out, but only at very low res. You can set these kind of conditions. So here, under security method, you can click on this to say password security. Okay, and password security has got different types. Right? You can say require password to open the document. That's fine. Or you can restrict editing and printing of the document. So you can restrict editing, printing allowed. You can say, oh, I don't want printing to be allowed, or I only want it to be low resolution, or this and that. Okay. Or you can say, yes, you can print at low resolution, but only if you have a certain password. You can enable copying of text and images and other content. So basically what happens is, you saw how I was able to extract that picture of the two apples, right, the bowl and honey. What happens is if you do this, you can restrict the ability of the person to do that, even though the person may have Photoshop, unless the person has got the password. You can, of course, you can share the password with the person if you want to allow. So these are the different protection and redaction kind of thing. It's under the last stage of the document's life cycle is where you protect and reuse the document. Okay? Good, everyone?
I just want to give you guys an example. Like, for example, in our company, when we receive our payslip, although it's pretty confidential, anyone could, by accident, if HR or payroll has sent a wrong file to a different employee, we have our own password. So only I can open my payslip, my paycheck. No one will know that how much I'm being paid. And similarly, my mobile service provider M1. So if you're familiar with Singapore mobile service provider, we have StarHub, M1, Centel. So M1, starting this fiscal year, we started sending you bills, your account statement in an email. So that will also require me to key in my IC number, and I can't print unless I'm typing in my IC number. So all these documents were created in Acrobat as well. So if you have a reader, sure you can open to read it, but the features are really limited unless you're on Acrobat Professional, the actual desktop application.
A bit more. See? Right? And so this is, they call this face aware. Okay, face aware. So this is where the Photoshop technology is able to detect what the face is.
Yes.
Okay. So this is then you're happy with this, you can say yes, okay, happy with this, and then you render stick. And as per usual, you can also take this one, and then you can send Photoshop CC and so on and so forth. Right? And you can see that once I've sent this thing here, you can see that this is indeed the actual image that I have earlier on just now. Okay? So this is the one I did, and then now I can touch it up. So this is Photoshop Mix. Photoshop Fix. Sorry. Now the next one that I want to touch on is Photoshop Fix. Photoshop Mix. I'm getting this mixed up. I'm getting Photoshop Mix, Photoshop Fix mixed up. Okay, so Photoshop Mix itself basically makes use of the layers properties within Photoshop itself. Okay, so it takes this technology and brings it to the mobile. How does this work? Okay, let me show you. Let me just plus projects, and I can go to Creative Cloud. Right here, Creative Cloud, and under my Creative Cloud assets, is going to look for. Let's go to serial artwork. Okay, here, this thing. And what I can do is I can just say, okay, I want this image here. On the right, I say open. I'm going to open it, and what it's going to do is going to open this image and put it in the background, which is exactly what I want it to do. Give it some time. So this image was in my Creative Cloud files. So it went into the file, the cloud storage, and pulled this thing up. So now I want to add another layer. I want to add this layer. Go to Creative Cloud again, access the same library here. Okay, and I want to include this person here. And I'm going to say open. Now, this person has been shot on the background. You say cancel. This person has been shot on the background here. Okay, and there's a black background, but I want the background to be removed, right? So what I can do is I can say I would like to cut out. So click on the word cut out. Okay, and then instead of add down here, I want to say minus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my finger to select the parts that I do not want, like this. So it goes somewhere along the lines of this. It's using the quick selection technology that you can find in Photoshop.
Whoosh.
Like that. There we go. Okay. Then I said if everything is okay, yes. I made a little mistake here because my fingers are very stubby. I've been eating too much recently. So I say okay, good. There we go. And then I can just go down and just maybe place her somewhere along. There we go. Right, let's put another one. Let's take this one and say go back to say creative cloud library. Take this one and then just put maybe I can put I don't want to put leather, let's put this one here and say open. Okay. So now I have this thing here, right? And as you guys know, some of you who have played around with Photoshop before know that if I put this there, I mean the white background is obscuring everything. Now, there's this thing called blend modes. And what blend mode does is it treats values, it assigns a number to white and assigns a number to black, right? So white is 1 and black is 0. And what it does is if I go to blend, right, what it will do, under different blending modes, it will say, I'm going to pick on this one called multiply. And when you pick multiply, right, what it does is anything that's white will be multiplied with the value of the color of anything underneath. So anything that's white is 1, right? So it will just multiply by 1 and then the color underneath will come true. Anything that is black will be multiplied with 0. So anything multiplied by 0 will turn 0, right? And so it will appear as black. So what it means is that anything on this layer that is black will appear as black. Anything that is white will show all the background images underneath it. So I'm going to click on multiply. That's it. Yeah. It makes use of the blending layers. Again, same technology that you can find in Photoshop.